All right, so my personal biggest takeaway out of the Bradenton event was a big one for me because okay, so like you guys see the mess I constantly have, and this is not a normal situation for me. This is because we live in a small place right now, and we're leaving, so we're getting ready to pack up and move this weekend. Coming the next weekend is going to be busy as fuck too because we're moving all this shit out of here. So the last couple of weeks, this past month, I've just kind of been like in a fuck it, kind of attitude, like where shit just lands, it's where it's gonna lay. Um, so yeah, for everybody who thinks that your wife must be such a great person because she allows you to do this and is cool about it. No, she's not cool about it. We fight about it all the time, like legit argue about it. It's not cool. She tolerates it because for the most part, what choice am I giving her? It's like this is what I do. Eventually, this is gonna be all I do. So it's everybody who starts to do something. You gotta start somewhere, man. And I'm starting in the fucking house, right? So, but the whole thing is like my wife is the greatest partner in life that I've ever had. That's why I fucking married this chick, because I saw that potential, and it has played out that way. Even like this whole past month with me being unemployed and her floating everything, and she volunteered to take another job, which I strongly recommended against, and just be patient. I will get work. Just give me some time, and it happened. But wife's a trooper, wife's a soldier. My only problem and the only flaw I've ever had with my wife is that she doesn't give a fuck about cars. That's been a problem for me. I'm like, we are perfect at everything, but the only real passion I have in my life, you don't care anything about. So it sucked for me. I'm sitting here thinking I have to wait for my kids to get older, and then hopefully I get lucky and one of them appreciate what I do and want to do it too. Whether it's my son or my daughter, I don't care which one. It would be great for one of them though. But I also know you can't force your kids to do anything. All I can do is constantly show them me doing it, and hopefully one of them gets interest sparked in it and want to jump in. So the whole thing about the like the takeaway from it is while we were watching the races events, I was like, this is what I'm talking about when I want to get out here and do next year. 2020, I want to get to the fucking track. And even talking to Kyle, I was telling him the same shit. I was like, I know I need to get out of my chair and start getting out there and start getting on the track. And he's like, yeah, for sure, come out. That's what you gotta do. You gotta start getting out there and doing it. And so yes, I want to start doing it, and I'm desperately trying to get people to go with me. I don't want this to be just me. I have multiple engines I can build. The more cars I can get out there doing it, the more things we can test. It would be great. I got a VTEC killer I want to test. I got a built VTEC killer I want to test. I got K24, K20 I want to test. There's a whole different bunch of tryouts tonight, and I can only drive one car at a time. So I'm trying to get my friend Blake to do this, and now I got the guy I'm working with that's going to be going with the build, and then hopefully Raw, I can get him, and potentially Shane, and that'll be quite a big crew that we can all get out there and do this shit. But in the process of watching and talking about this, I'm like, she's like, this looks kind of fun. I'm like, well, if you'd be willing to attempt drag racing, I'll very gladly put you behind the wheel of a car. I'll put you together something that you can come out here. And surprisingly, she smiled and said, yeah, I'll do that. I'm like, fuck yes, man. This is one of those moments that almost brought fucking tears to my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Is this for real? And it's like, yeah. And then of course, being that she's a responsible person that doesn't have the insanity that we have for cars, she's like, yeah, because it makes a lot of sense. Like, because she's seeing, like, there's people who blew up engines, there's guys that had accidents, and you can see the response team there, the ambulance and whatnot. It's like, it's not illegal. You're not going to get in trouble for doing it there. It's in a controlled environment, right? And it's as safe as it can be to do this kind of thing. And if something does happen, they have responders on the scene to save you from dying. So I guess that kind of thing is like, yeah, well, we can do this because this is where it's supposed to be at. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm cool. I can't argue with anything like that. I'm not trying to go out to hangouts. Everybody can call you as parked as they want to. I don't ever plan on going to a unsanctioned hangout to race my cars. Am I saying I'll never go to one again? That's probably not true. But I'm not going out there in one of my cars to race on the street. It's just not gonna happen. It's kind of like beating the shit. What was that? Never Back Down. One of my favorite movies, by the way. Don't judge me. Where the guy jumps dude in the bathroom and he like beats him up a little bit, and he's like, there's no point in me beating your ass here because there's nobody to see it. Now I know everybody has a little shitty cell phone footage or whatnot, but even then, like, you can have cell phone footage or GoPro footage at night on the street, and people can still argue about what happened. But if you go to a race event and you're doing it in front of hundreds, possibly thousands of people, well lit and multiple angles from cameras, there's no argument of what happened. So if it's gonna be serious enough, or we're gonna call out and do a race, you gotta do it in a place where everybody can see it happen. All right, so that, motivated me, and of course immediately got the gears spinning in my mind again, because I've been thinking about the RSX again and what I really want to do. And I've been saying that I wanted to keep it NA just because I want to keep it easy and simple. But now the potential with me getting a Del Sol, hopefully that works out. And then if I get the Del Sol, I'm going to put an engine in it that I want to keep, because I want to keep the car. So I'm thinking the big bore K20 goes in that. And then I still want to run that NA VTEC killer. So now that my wife is willing to drive, that'll go in that. So that frees up the RSX for a different swap. So I'm like, well, I have two other engines I can put in there. I could put my K24 K20 and do stock boost, or I could run an NA, or I could put my my built bottom end VTEC killer at K20 and boost the fuck out of that. Now I decided that I want to boost that car, and it's funny, right? The reason, okay, I want to boost that car because that's the car I'm going to be driving back and forth the most. So the potential to troll people on the highway is there. I would like the most common car I drive to be the fastest car I drive, right? Because if I'm trolled, if I'm fucked with, that's the car I'm going to scoot on people with. And it'll be highway pulls because, like I said, I'm not going out to go drag race or anything like that. So then the next option to think about is, like, do you want to do VTEC killer, or do you want to stay low key? I want to stay low key. I don't want that car to be looked at very much. It looks like a piece of shit. I'm going to leave it looking like a piece of shit. I just want it to be a fast piece of shit. So that takes me to the K24 K20, right? So I figure I'm gonna stock boost that, and if I get 450 low 500s, I'm cool with that. I'm gonna tune on pump. So that'll be that. So that seems like what the three lineup cars that I'm gonna have in my household are gonna be: the big bore K20, the VTEC killer K20, and the boosted K24 K20. So that'll be the lineup for this year to come with it. And it seems like a lot. Like, I don't think it's gonna be. Like, we have enough money. We've been looking at houses now. We have enough money where we can get a 3-bedroom with a garage. So once I get a garage where I can, take, just like I work in my underwear at night here doing engines, I can definitely do that on a car. Although I'll probably put a shirt on for that, because rolling around on the ground, that's just nasty. But yeah, that's the idea. I want to definitely do that, and as very soon I want to start on that. I've just been waiting to get paid again, to be honest. Like, even though I'm going to have responsibilities and stuff, like, I will sneak off a small portion of my check to buy things for the K-Swap. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, the biggest takeaway for me is my wife decided she's going to get in on it. And even if, like, Blake and this guy I'm working with decide to flake on me and say, fuck, this, we don't want to do no team racing or whatnot, I'm going to have my wife. So there's always going to be two of us, and 2 is fine. 3 would be great. So if I can get, her and me and both of us going out there and doing this as a group, as a family, that'll be perfect for me. That'll be a perfect start, and then we can start from there and hopefully bring more attention in. So yeah, definitely looking forward to 2020. Definitely looking forward to K-Swaps. Gonna have a lot of shit going on. Just waiting to get out of here and settle into a new place, and then just like I spent a whole year building K engines, I want to spend next year swapping and racing them. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace.